Hi friends, welcome to my channel Plan and Dimensions. Today, let us redefine Vastu. With this video, I am launching my YouTube channel. On this occasion, I would like to thank all the YouTubers who supported me and educated me to create this video. Not to forget our YouTube channel, which has created this wonderful platform to express myself and my concept. Friends, today Vastu is a trending subject. Whoever wants to construct their house, they want to follow Vastu. But initially, when they start planning their house, they forget or ignore to folloh certain principles and later on look for remedies. The reason they have not understood Vastu properly. Friends, today let us understand what is Vastu Purusha Mandala or Padamandalam. Aya or Pindam or the built up area for that particular plot. Then energy lines, Marmasthanam, Brahmasthanam, then 5 elements: water, fire, air, earth, and sky. All this principle, let us see how we can apply in our plan. Please stay tuned. We will go in detail. Friends, now let us move into detail. Let us consider a plot size of 30 feet by 40 feet. For this plot area, our aya will be 25 feet by 33 feet. And now we have 30 by 40 as our plot area. We have to have setback all round our building. We also know that towards north and east, we should have more open space. So let us fix our setbacks towards north as 3 feet and 2 feet towards south. Towards east, 4 feet 6 inches, and towards west, 2 feet 6 inches. Now we have the plot area and the built up area or aya. Next, we have to consider the wall thickness. In this case, I have considered as 6 inches thick. So let us offset 3 inches on all sides. We have 24 feet 6 inches by 32 feet 6 inches. And our external wall will be as per aya, 25 feet by 33 feet. Friends, we should take care that no structure or projection should be in the setback, as it obstructs the flow of energy. Next, we will divide 9 equal parts in either side. So then we have 81 rectangular boxes occupied by respective energy or God. Now, this God, what we call this rectangular box, is resting on Vastu Purusha. Its head towards northeast and feet towards southwest. You can see this point, shoulder is resting here and knee is resting in this towards north, and likewise towards east also. This is the shoulder point and this is the knee point. So this is the Vastu Purusha Mandala. Now we should know the impact of energy in this direction. Friends, we know the only source of prana energy or positive energy is our sun. Now let us see what is the impact on each direction. Northeast. We recommend more open space towards northeast to enable maximum positive energy. A water source in this area increases the intensity of energy from atmosphere. So care should be taken to have more open spaces in this area. Then coming back to southeast. This is the point where we receive solar energy from sunrise to sunset, where solar radiation is maximum. We call this as Agnimula or fire zone. Then coming back to southwest, here the sun is very close. This area should be blocked and make it heavy to avoid negative energy entering here in this direction. Coming back to the northwest, we receive lowest solar energy in this part. Then you can observe this is the central part of the building. We call this as Brahmasthana. In this area, the energy is very weak. We don't recommend any living space in this area. It is advisable to leave open to sky. Then friends, when Vastu Purusha is lying down, we know that it has the weak points. See, if you observe this hatched portion, this is the head portion, these all weak points, head portion, neck, and this is the chest portion, and this is that abdomen portion. See, whatever I have hatched, it is the major weak point, and you can observe these points which I have highlighted just with the circle. So these are all weak points. You can see already I have told this is the shoulder and knee point. These are all weak points. So these weak points, minor and major, we call this as Marmastha. Care should be taken not to puncture the earth. Means we should not have any columns erected in these points. Please note friends, we should not erect any columns in these points. We should plan in such a way. Then coming back to this grid lines, this we call as energy lines. Friends, we know that across the earth, we observe that lines run across north to south and east to west, where this electromagnetic field is generated. When you try to erect a structure on the piece of earth, then that electromagnetic field gets disrupted. We have to balance those grid lines to our structure. To restore the balance between the earth and the structure, the main goal of Vastu. And one more important point you have to observe that what we call this as energy lines. All our walls, columns, beams should be in line with these energy lines. That is more important. Once we follow these guidelines, friends, Vastu is nothing but a science, and our main intention to get maximum benefit from Vastu is to see that we get more positive energy, because this positive energy, it has direct impact on human. Now let us see how we can, before that we will see the Aya calculation. We have fixed 25 feet by 33 feet, like length 33 feet, breadth 25 feet. So then area is 825 square feet. Dhana Varga 12, Runa Varga 3, Varaha Varga 5, Tithi Varga 30, Tattva Varga 5, Lagna Varga 9, Yoga Varga 6, Graha Varga 3, Kula Varga 1, Kala Varga 12, Nakshatra Varga 12, Aya Varga 1, Ayu Varga 105, Hamsha Varga 9, Dikpati Varga 1, Karna Varga 11. Friends, you can observe this Ayu Varga. Now coming back, let us see how we can apply this Vastu principle in our plan. Friends, first you can observe that all my walls, whatever I have designed it, it is in line with these energy lines. Either it is in the center or in line with that. I have not taken any walls in between these grid lines. So this is the first point you have. Second point, you can observe the column positions what I have provided, and you can see the Marmasthana, that weak points. No columns is intersecting in this weak point. It is away from that. And keeping these 2 points in mind, we can plan according to our requirement. Friends, I have made this plan just to make you understand how we have to follow the Vastu guidelines. And as per your requirement and as per your taste, you please share your requirement in my comment box. I will provide. Now coming back to this plan, see, this is the main entry gate, and now I have a small sit out. You can observe this is the main door position. Always you just see, that's why I have made these grid lines. You can easily understand the position of the door, rooms, everything. Now 1, 2, 3. This portion is very good for the entry of the main door, either in this box or in this box. Since we have a puja in this, we can have our main door here. Once you enter the main door, you can have one living here, 10 feet 7 inches by 10 feet 4 inches. You can see the furniture layout. So with your TV cabinet, you have this cross ventilation. And coming back, you have this puja, very ideal place for puja. Next, coming back to this kitchen in southeast corner, you can see the platform. This platform should have towards this north wall and east wall, and you can have your cooking range in the southeast, and you can put your sink here. In between this area, you can use for your oven, grinder, as per your requirement. A small breakfast counter also has been created here. Next, coming back, we have one children's bedroom, 7 feet 8 inches by 10 feet 4 inches with one big window. You can see the cot position and a wardrobe here. And for this, you have one attached toilet. It is in northwest corner as per Vastu recommendation. It is 4 feet 11 inches by 6 feet 8 inches. And you can also observe that this commode is facing towards north. Either the commode should face either towards north or south. And we have just accommodated this wash basin in this northeast corner. We are trying maximum to our Vastu principle. Then coming back here, we have one master bedroom, 13 feet 1 inches by 10 feet 4. with this wardrobe here in cot position, heads to east. Either you can have head towards east or towards south. And you have one more toilet, attached toilet for this bedroom. And you have two cross. And coming back to this area, this is the ideal place for study. Facing the table facing towards east, and children who can study, they should have their back towards west. And this area they can have their bookshelves, a small window for ventilation. And since everyone will be planning for the upper floor, I have given this staircase position in this area. Since we should not load this area, it should not be heavy. You can observe this arrow mark I have shown, the steps climbing anti-clockwise. Friends, you have to remember this point also. It should be here anti-clockwise. If this staircase is in this area, you can go for a regular clockwise direction. Now, since we have this in this area, we have to go for anti-clockwise direction. Friends, now coming back to this area where lot of people, they ignore this area. They just put their wall, furniture, everything in this area. Friends, this is Brahmasthanam. Please keep this area free from furnitures or any heavy equipment. And this area should be open to sky. Practically, if you can't have the entire area as open space, at least we will have this area as open to sky. You can see that the reason I have not shown any furniture here, but you can utilize for your walking space, like going to your bedroom, to your master bedroom or study, everything. You can utilize this as a walking space. Friends, one more thing you can observe. See, between this wall and this wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments, it separates 5 segments. Here 2 segments. Means even our wall, distance between our wall is synchronized perfectly. So all these points is the reason behind is we have to see that whatever maximum positive energy we can bring into our structure. That is the main goal of Vastu. Next, coming back to the upper floor, and one more before that, just I want to highlight different east. Most of the people, they will try to have parking in this area. This area, please avoid parking, because since it is an entry, they will have more space here and they will put their vehicles in this area. Please avoid that. You can have your parking here. Here we have only two-wheeler parking. If you want car parking, we have to go for duplex. That I will upload in my next week. Friends, we will just observe this first floor also. It is the same identical, no difference. Only because of this corridor, your kitchen gets dimension is 3 feet less. Other areas, everything is same. Now coming back to our external part. Friends, these few points also you should remember. So this is our built up area, this green color, and this is our plot area. If you take this diagonal for our plot area, care should be taken that our borewell point or rainwater harvesting point or some point should not intersect in this corner. Either it should be away towards east or north. Then coming back to the other corners also, whichever this line, diagonal line intersecting, we should not provide any chambers or any structure in this junction. Now since we have provided the toilet in this northeast, I have shown this chamber, so it should not, our chamber should not intersect here, it should be little away, and I have taken this main chamber towards our manhole in this southeast. Friends, my main intention is to make you understand how to apply in our. If you like this video, please share to your friends and subscribe my channel, and I hope you will support me. Thank you for watching my